Hi, to discuss the managerial skills of an instructional designer, I'm going to go over the proposal that I wrote for Negro League Baseball Museum as an IDD student. So before I wrote the proposal, I reflected on what an effective instructional designer skill need to be. So I would address the training under the overarching umbrella of ADDIE, which is analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate, and incorporate several components of instructional design into each of this process. So analyzing would include analyzing job skills, learner characteristics, performance context, and learning context to come up with the skills and the knowledge gap. Design would include the instructional strategy, and each project has different instructional strategy, but this particular project was backward design and active learning, and I'll explain in the next few slides why and how. And then develop with utilizing appropriate instructional technology and project timeline and budget plan, and then implementing and evaluating using Kirkpatrick levels of evaluation and review. So this is the understanding that I, as an IDD student, gained, and if I had the project that I would understand that the clients wanted. So, in my opinion, the clients want the training to address the knowledge skills and should include a competency component, remediation component, refresher component, and e-learning component. And also the training should include an affective and psychomotor skill. It should be personal, learners should be engaged, there should be components on in diversity and inclusion. So I would first of all analyze, and here's a skills analysis assessment, and I would analyze different competencies in the learners. For example, whether the learners are strategic minded, what are the client skills, etc. So this is included in the report that I have uploaded in the portfolio. I would look at the current state, the desired state, what are the gap, and then the learning plan. And then I would also analyze the learner's characteristic and then also analyze their performance context and the learning context to come up with the knowledge gap or the learning gap. But then I would design this training using the instructional strategy in this particular scenario, the backward design. You are always focused on, there's an intentional focus on the desired result. Well, so based upon the desired result, you come up with the assessment and then the learning experiences are then designed after this process. So instead of first designing learning experiences and then the assessment, it is the other way around. And also design effective active learning experiences. So the reason for backward design is because there is an intentionality, the meaning of the learning activity. Why are we designing it? Also, I would use the instructional strategy, would include the processing theory. I would make sure that the videos that are edited or designed, they stimulate the sensory memory and then also stimulate the working memory and the information is stored in the long-term memory. And I would be chunking the information and also provide enough opportunities for practice so that the learning should be transferred to long-term memory. That is the goal. Also, they use the UDL principle for instructional design and development, provide multiple means of engagement, provide multiple means of representation, and provide multiple means of action and expression. So all of this is included in the report as well. Also, I would motivation part in the learners by using the ARCS model, which stands for attention, relevance, confidence, and satisfaction. So the training should gain learners' attention. It should be relevant to them. It should instill a confidence in the learners, and also the learners should be satisfied with the training. So this would be the instructional strategy. I would absolutely use the constructivist theory-based approach, that is team-based learning, and use a learner-centered approach where the trainers or the facilitators. I would use small group learning. I would use this instructional technology. This is all presented in the written report. I would edit the videos using Camtasia and also use Articulate 360. I would use Panopto, and then I would use QR codes for learners to be able to access the information in the museum. And the training would be taking place in the museum. So the QR codes would be placed all over the museum, and the learners can access the videos and other information so that they can have the information at hand and impart the same to their customers who come to the museum. The project timeline reflects the managerial skills of an ID instructional designer. So this is all included in the report that is uploaded in the portfolio as well. So I have initiation and analysis um, days where the project manager and the team meet and then go to the clients and meet with the clients. And then there's a planning and a design phase where the team brainstorm, discuss, and finalize plan. And then also then development phase where the team collaborate and then design and develop the plan and then wrap up and implementation. So all of that can be accessed in the report. So the deliverables that would include the videos, updated videos, and then pre-instructional activities, face-to-face instructional activities, assessments, polls, e-learning component. There would be reinforcement activities. There would be infographics and posters, etc. So the evaluation of this training would be done using the Kirkpatrick's 4 levels of evaluation, because we want to know what the results of the training are. Did the training change the behavior of the learners? Did the training help the learners learn? And also, what were the reaction? Reflect how successful the training was. Also, a budget plan would include the implementation of managerial skills of an instructional designer. So this is also included in the report. And I'm just going to go briefly over this. So this is what I, as an IDD, lead IDD, would come up with the budget as well. So the goal is to stay within the budget as well. Thank you so much.